Continuing on with our Overlooked album series, today we take a look back to a record that still sounds great 40 years after it was recorded. In the 1980s, rock and roll music was dominated by the Police. Everybody loved the Police, I loved the Police, you loved the Police, we all loved Sting, Stewart, and Andy. So needless to say, it was a disappointment when in 1984, on top of their game, the Police decided to go on hiatus. To fans' disbelief, their beloved rock band had quietly dissolved. Sting, known for his role as the frontman of the Police, embarked on a solo venture that surprised many of their fervent fans. The Dream of the Blue Turtles, released in 1985, arrived amidst the aftermath of the Police's unannounced disbandment. Sting's solo debut was generally well received at the time. However, for rock devotees of the Police, there was likely a tinge of disappointment, as the album departed from the band's distinctive rock sound, embracing a more jazz-pop-oriented style. Nevertheless, the allure of Sting's name drew listeners in, particularly through the infectious beats of the opening tracks. If you love somebody, set them free. And Love is the Seventh Wave, familiar tunes that dominated MTV and radio airwaves at the time. However, the true essence of Blue Turtles lies beyond these initial hits. For those who delved deeper and hung on, had a revelation. This album undergoes a transformative shift after the first couple of tracks. What some critics initially viewed as a departure from expectations ultimately revealed itself as a masterful musical journey. The brilliance of Dream of the Blue Turtles emerges in its nuanced musicianship, evocative lyrics, and Sting's deft ability to infuse profound themes into his compositions. Each song seamlessly flows into the next, exploring subjects far more profound than typical love ballads. It's been striking how this mainly overlooked and forgotten album now feels eerily relevant. Its lyrical depth and the exceptional musicianship now imbued with a sense of nostalgia and reverence. It's not the Police, but Omar Hakim, Darryl Jones, Branford Marsalis, and the late Kenny Kirkland are no slouches as a backing band. Over time, this album has been overlooked and overshadowed by its more commercially successful counterparts. Sting has released countless brilliant albums and songs at this point. However, there is something he managed to capture on this record as a whole that he never quite matched. One of those unexpected magical moments in the history of recorded music. In today's context, the themes explored by Sting resonate profoundly, making this album more than a relic of the 80s. It's a timeless exploration of human experience that deserves renewed attention and appreciation. Looking through our archives, we found this record review that came out in 1985 at the time of release. A rocker for the thinking man, social commentary suffuses Sting's Blue Turtles by Cliff Riddell. Sting is one moody guy. As the Hamlet of rock and roll, he can go off the deep end at the drop of a hat. Just give him a topic, any topic, and he's ready for a fast game of to be or not to be, even though he is little more than a fledgling actor with a few movies under his belt. And two, The Bride with Jennifer Flashdance Beals, and plenty with Meryl Streep on the way. Sting can play Hamlet as if Shakespeare's melancholy prince were his twin brother. Whether he is singing with the Police, or on his new A&M album, The Dream of the Blue Turtles, his first record since the Police released him for a few years, on his own recognizance. He has all of the moods down pat. He laughs, he cries, he moans, he groans, he rants, he raves, he prays for peace, he mocks himself. The last one is a shocker. Sting likes to present an image of himself as Mr. Serious, but he can laugh at himself, and he does on Love is the Seventh Wave, a bluesy reggae number on the Blue Turtles LP. Sting, whose real name is Gordon Sumner, steps out of character to poke fun at his biggest Police hit, the dark-humored masterpiece of revenge, Every Breath You Take. So ends the fun and games portion of The Dream of the Blue Turtles. The rest of the record is pretty grim stuff. It's pretty stuff too. The melodies are lovely. The instrumental interludes are first-rate. The lyrics are posh. But it's all very grim nonetheless. Sting, 34, does this on purpose. He is, you see, a thinking man's rocker. Sting has crammed The Dream of the Blue Turtles with literate allusions. This is no record to take to the beach with you while you skim some flyweight novel. The Dream of the Blue Turtles is just that, a dream. Sting had it one night. He dreamed of blue turtles, big, fat, blue turtles, running around his backyard. Somehow, through it all, he was still able to write music. Sting's Dream colors the two love songs at the album's beginning. If you love somebody, set them free, he sings on song number 1. From that beginning, he goes into Love is the Seventh Wave, a reworking of the Love Conquers All theme. So far, everything sounds pretty peppy. Sting seems a bit more lighthearted and pop-oriented than he does when he is singing for the Police. One reason may be because he is playing with some upbeat characters. The Blue Turtle Band features Weather Report's drummer, Omar Hakim, Miles Davis bassist, Darryl Jones, and saxophonist Branford Marsalis, the underrated brother of trumpeter Wynton Marsalis. The album's good times end with cut number 3. It's called Russians, and it is vintage Sting, full of darkness and foreboding. Russians has a decidedly anti-war bent. From the refrain, we share the same biology, regardless of ideology. What might save us, me and you, is that the Russians love their children too. You get the picture. Sting wants peace, and he wants it now. For that number's main theme, Sting uses a motif from the Lieutenant Kijé Suite, composed by that famous Russian rock star, Sergei Prokofiev. Sting sings the next cut, Children's Crusade, in the same vein. This history lesson in waltz time uses the poppy as the common thread, linking the senselessness of a 13th century crusade with the reasons why poppies bloom in Flanders Field for the dead of World War I, and the youth of present-day London are fixing in doorways with the poppy's poison, heroin. Sting's investigation into life's crises continues on side 2, which could be subtitled, Delving into Self-Destruction for a Song. Of particular interest are We Work the Black Seam, where man poisons mankind with his own invention, nuclear power, and Consider Me Gone, which has Sting quoting a Shakespearean sonnet and declaring, I have spent too many years at war with myself. Back to 2024, and Dream of the Blue Turtles defies its era's synth-driven norms with its raw, authentic sound, brought to life by a lineup of monster musicians. In 1985, synthesizers absolutely dominated pop, and even classic rock. Sting's album resonated with the richness of real instruments and virtuosic performances, making it still sound great today. The album dared to delve into a range of subjects that have unexpectedly resurfaced as relevant topics in our times. As we rediscover this gem from the past, its vibrant soundscapes and profound lyrics remind us why it's worth revisiting. We thank you for watching Rock Buzz. Help us keep rock alive. Please hit like and subscribe.